All right, we're back here at Taste Albany. This has been an extraordinary evening of great guests, and we have another great guest for you right now, State Senator Lee Zeldin. Senator, thank you so much for joining us.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me tonight.
So, Senator, I want to ask you: you're running for Congress now on Long Island. What's wrong with Albany that you want to leave?
Well, I'll tell you what. There's a lot that's wrong down in our nation's capital as well. I mean, you can look whether it's local, state, federal issues. There's a lot of work that we have ahead of us. We have families complaining, a lot of people leaving our state. It might be local county issues, New York City issues, state. There's a lot of reasons why people who are in my district are moving to North Carolina, South Carolina, and Florida. And I want to do what I can to help.
And what are you going to be looking for in Governor Cuomo's address tomorrow? And what are your top legislative priorities for 2014?
Well, I'm obviously going to be pretty intrigued and looking forward to seeing what he has to say as far as fixing our economy. I have a lot of people who are unemployed, others who have jobs but aren't making enough to make ends meet. And we have to do what we can to reduce the cost of living and make it easier to get by on Long Island. So hopefully the governor has some ideas with regards to fiscal issues, tax issues, give some relief to people who need it the most.
I mean, the governor has made it pretty clear that tax breaks are going to be, a central part, or some sort of tax relief will be a central part of his agenda. Are you on board with that?
Well, we have the highest corporate and individual marginal income tax rates in the entire country right here in New York. My good friend, Senator Kevin Parker, is here, and I remember he had a debate with Senator Greg Ball, and and Kevin stood up and says, it's patriotic to pay taxes, and then Greg got up and says, well, I guess if it's patriotic to pay taxes, we live in the most patriotic state in the whole country. It was a great debate between the two of them that day, and the truth is that really is such a huge burden. People are leaving. They have reached their breaking point, and they're leaving New York, and it's sad. We got to do something about it.
Can we raise taxes on corrupt legislators in Albany to get them to leave?
There are too many people who were here when I first started serving in January of 2011, and either aren't here anymore or won't be here soon because of some type of investigation or whatnot. And it's sad. But I'll tell you what never makes the news is when someone doesn't take a bribe. When someone doesn't cheat on their wife, there are some people up here, who are great legislators who care about passing good bills. They do their homework, they care about our state, and they want to represent their constituents to the best of their ability. And they want to do it in a way that they can live with for the rest of their life, making decisions that they know that will weigh on them, and they want to do right by their conscience. So, yeah, we talk about the people who get in trouble, but there are a lot of good people up here as well.
And Senator, with your run for Congress and with Senator Fusillo stepping down to run the Alzheimer's Foundation, was that a consideration for you that this could hurt the Republican chances of maintaining the coalition majority?
Well, the Republicans are absolutely going to maintain my seat in the 3rd Senate District, so that hasn't weighed on my mind at all. I'm very confident in that. And the same thing goes in Senator Fusillo's district. So, as far as those two districts and that analysis of the map for 2014, those are two seats that are absolutely staying in Republican hands.
And Senator, you are a veteran. You're a great champion of veterans' issues. What do you think, from that perspective, New York State should really be concentrating on right now?
Our veterans returning home with post-traumatic stress disorder. They look like they're in one piece, but they come home with the mental wounds of war. They come home to family and friends and business colleagues who don't understand what it is that they're going through. And these veterans believe that they are the only ones suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. And many are losing their life because of it. So 2 years ago in the state budget for 4 counties, one including Suffolk, where I'm from, we created a program called the PFC Joseph Dwyer Peer Support Project. Hundreds of veterans in my home county are participating in this program on a weekly basis. In last year's budget, we increased it to 11 counties. It's expanding. It's a successful program. It's helping our vets. If you raise your hand and you're willing to lay down your life in protection of everything that makes our country great, when you come home, saying thank you, an outstretched hand is one thing. But making sure that you have a roof over your head, that you have food to support that family, educational opportunities, job opportunities. If you don't come back in one piece, whether it's the physical wounds or the mental wounds, the federal government needs to step up. And where they don't, New York State, local communities, veterans groups, we all need to do our part to say thank you for their service, because everything that makes our country great would not be possible without their sacrifices.
And Senator, I've been active in supporting an organization called the Peace of Mind Foundation, founded by Dr. Kara Gagnon, who was one of the leading optometrists at the VA hospital. And what you're saying about post-traumatic stress syndrome and about head injuries to veterans that have caused a whole host, not just PTSD, but also the eye injuries and just disorienting, a whole host of disabilities. That's absolutely a crucial issue to address. Thank you for taking a lead on that. And Senator, thank you for taking the time to sit with us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me tonight.